Clickety clack, down the track, we're back with another Goat Mommy podcast. It's been a while, but we're here. Yeah, we're here and we're doing it. You know, life comes up sometimes, but we persevere. So all good. Yeah, so I think it sounds like we wanted to start with that same segment we did last time with like just very quickly like what we've been playing lately, and then we'll get into discussing our, I was gonna say homework, but like that makes it sound less fun than it is. Yeah, exactly. the movie and the games that we had all agreed to book club on, if you will. Yeah. So I've just been playing Pokopia, so much Pokopia. That's it. There's not a lot to add beyond that. Yes.
Now, do you guys both have a Switch too, or do you have your own Switch too?
No. I'm the only one who has one so far.
Okay,
so,
got it.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, but they just announced the price increase. I'm like, shoot,
yeah.
I gotta get one fast.
I recently bought
that.
Rowan her own because I figured that the price was going to go up, and it's going up. So
dang, you called it.
Council's appreciate in value now.
Fortunately, unlike Xbox and PlayStation, they did give customers at least a couple of months notice.
Okay, that's good.
Not to be like, wow, I love this company so much, but I am, as someone who wants to Switch 2, I am a little
right.
I am glad
I'm
they gave us
saving.
a couple month notice also when they said we're gonna release $80 and $90 games. So good job, Nintendo.
Yeah. Nintendo. Honestly, though, Nintendo is basically a saint considering Valve just recently announced they're increasing the Steam Deck prices $300.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
you believe that?
Yikes!
I sent that to
PC,
my work chat earlier today because I was like, holy crap. Because we get, pre-owned ones in at the store, and oh my god. They were already going up on the secondhand market because they haven't been available new.
Wow. Oh, yeah, it's expensive to exist right now, and especially expensive to play video games, but yeah, so that's okay. I did mine. Who wants to go next?
You have to pass it on. That's the rule.
You got the talking
I forgot. Okay, all right, Toasty, go.
Wait, what am I doing?
What have you been playing recently?
What have you been watching?
Oh, okay, yeah, my turn. Okay. Cut this part from the thing. So I've been playing a lot of two games. I've been playing a lot of the Wind Waker because I've been doing a variant of Archipelago, which I've been into. I don't remember.
Nice.
I don't think I was doing this back when we last spoke. But yeah, we've in the server that I frequent on Discord, Peebville, we've been doing a lot of Archipelagos and asyncs. Asyncs are like slower, more long form Archipelago, which is essentially everybody has their games randomized. Like they pick from a bunch of different games. Like I'm playing Wind Waker, someone else is playing Donkey Kong Country, another person's playing Pokemon Emerald, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And when you find different items, or you catch certain things, or you do certain achievements or whatever, you unlock items. Like in Wind Waker, you open a chest, right? And typically you would get like a small key or a rupee or whatever. It actually ends up being a item or a ability or something to that effect from someone else's game or your own game, but it's almost never the thing that you expect for it to open.
Right.
So
interesting.
So like I could open a chest that would typically be a boss key for a dungeon, and it ends up being like somebody's ability to climb a wall in Super Mario World, something like that.
Whoa,
you know what I mean?
that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, so it's really interesting and really changes the way you experience these games, both in terms of knowing where things are and like knowing how to progress with limitations, like because you don't have the grappling hook, you don't have the deku leaf, that sort of thing. So it's been a lot of fun to go through that, and we also cranked up the difficulty to like 4 times damage, so like you take so much damage from enemies. It's insane.
That's brutal.
And we also have what's called Deathlink on, so there's 4 of us playing Wind Waker, by the way. So if any of us dies in the Wind Waker while the other person's playing, the person who didn't die dies as well. It's insane.
Oh, so it's like a Pokemon Soul Link Nuzlocke. Gotcha.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I was watching the Hollow Stars playing that a while ago.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
But yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun with that, and then we've also been playing a lot of Repo, which I have like 300 hours in at this point. So it is by
Dang.
far the most friend slop played, or the most played friend slop I've ever had. I love that game so much.
Wow.
Because they had an update
Has it
recently.
beaten Among Us yet?
No, I'd love to play Among Us, but no one ever wants to.
No, I
Yeah.
mean like hours-wise, has it beaten Among Us?
Oh yeah. Wait, let me
Really?
let me check real quick. I don't
Because
think
I feel
I've
like
really
I
played
had
that
300 hours combined, and I
Oh my
was
god,
like,
yeah.
you.
I have 290 hours.
Holy
We really played that much
cow.
Among Us?
That's
I
a
don't-
lot. Wow.
I don't remember playing that much. Oh my god.
Oh no,
that's
we
insane.
played all the time.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Those were
That's
the
so
days.
interesting.
Yeah.
Good old Among Us days. The pandemic.
Mhm.
So yeah, Repo had a update recently where they implemented cosmetics. So you find throughout the world, you have a random chance of getting, I think, up to 4 different rarities, which is common, uncommon, epic, and then legendary. And so yeah, you basically unlock different items to wear, and it's a lot of fun. And I've invested probably like 30 plus hours into getting legendary cosmetics, and I
wow.
still have yet to get a single one, which is insane.
No.
Can we please increase
Brutal.
the spawn rates or something? They even did that, and we're still
And
having
it's
trouble
you
finding
still
them.
wow.
Yeah,
Dang.
so
Yeah,
that's interesting, but yeah, I love that game. I feel like it's one of the games that I'm really good at, along with like Left 4 Dead
Yeah.
2, which I guess are both considered old games now at this point.
That's crazy.
One
Well,
more than the other, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
So
I've been
Repo's
having fun with
not
that.
old.
Yeah.
Repo's
Yeah,
still
I mean,
current.
yeah, it's
But
Left
in,
4
in
Dead
terms
2
of friend,
now.
I guess in terms
Yeah,
of
Left 4
friend
Dead.
games, like I just don't like using the word slop affectionately.
Right. I got you.
It's a
Um,
genre. Yeah.
Look, here's
yeah.
the thing. Once you've reached 300 hours, you're allowed to call the game that you
No,
played
no,
300 hours
absolutely.
friends
It's
left.
a
I just-
genre.
as
we
a
gotta
rule,
call it what it is.
I don't.
Yeah.
But
No, I get
because I
that.
only use it negatively. But in terms of that like friend genre, I feel like they move so quickly.
They do.
That it
There's
feels
streamer
old at this
games for a
point, yeah.
while.
Yeah, you're right. Like, because like
Like,
even
where's
Peak at this
Peak?
point
Yeah.
feels old, but that came out like well after Repo, so it's
Yeah,
like
and
there's
then there was
so many
Battle
of these
Golf,
types.
and now Battle Golf.
Yeah,
feels
yeah,
old.
yeah.
Battle, yeah, because I was watching.
There was
streamers
Yap Yap.
playing 'em, yeah.
Hmm.
I haven't
Yap
even heard
Yap
of that
was
one.
a splash in the pan.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so
I-
maybe I just missed it.
I
was
feel
thinking
like
about-
everyone's trying to like push these friend swap games to like this is the next one, and then everyone
Yeah.
moves real quickly because
And
I mean
some-
that's just
some
kind
are
of they come
definitely
out
more-
so fast.
Some are definitely more fleshed out than others, and I think
Yeah.
Repo is the ultimately like the most fleshed out by far.
I mean,
It's
Repo's
really,
like
really fun.
a better version of a Lethal Company.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lethal Company was fun for like 3 hours, and then I got sick of it. It's just too difficult.
Aw.
But Repo's so fun. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I've been playing.
All right.
And been watching movies. I would recommend Obsession. It's an amazing horror movie.
I've been thinking about that one.
Dean, you and Manic should watch this together. It'll be a very interesting
mm.
litmus test for
She-
your relationship.
She does. She does like the show You, so I feel like it's close enough.
I don't know. I don't do well with on-screen gore. So usually horror movies are just a hard pass for me.
I will
But,
say, I would probably say skip this, but it only really has like one particularly well, maybe a couple, but there's only one extremely gory scene where I was like, oh my god, that
Only
was
one.
a lot.
just one. Yeah.
Yeah, just one. I mean, I typically am in the same boat as you, Manic. Like, I don't love gore, torture-y type of stuff, but like psychological, really well acted, creepy, eerie horror, I think is really well done. In this case, it was really good.
Dean would probably love it. I bet he would.
Probably.
I
Yeah,
might,
Dean, you should watch
skirt
it and see. Yeah, tell me what you think. I'd be
All
so
right.
curious to see.
I
what you
know
think.
what our assigned watch is.
No.
Yeah, perfect.
You gotta slay. No. You chose Train Dreams when you
Yeah.
made
It
us sit
was
through
a
that.
collective choice. It was a collective choice.
No, it was your decision. It's my turn to pick the movie.
I don't know about that. All right. So
It's a great yandere type of movie in real life.
Ugh.
It's
Oh,
very
boy.
fun. The actress who I'd never even heard of did amazingly. Like, I think she's one of the her character is like one of the new like horror icons. Like
wow.
I hold it in that high regard. But yeah, I saw that, and I literally just got back from seeing Godzilla -1, which was had a re-release because the sequel is coming out this year, and it was good. Shin Godzilla is one of my all-time favorite movies of all time, so it didn't quite live up to that expectation, but it was still good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That was the Shin was like from what 2015, 2016.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shin Godzilla is more like it deals with like the world scope of, oh my god, this superpower is literally going to end the entire world, and like the government trying to figure out how to stop Godzilla despite the Japanese government having like all these stipulations and stuff that makes progress so slow. And it's just like it's so fascinating to watch, like the immediacy of the threat that is Godzilla and their complete lack of competence in doing anything. It's just such an interesting movie. Yeah, and Godzilla -1 is more like the typical, the more personal story of like this soldier who has PTSD, survivor's guilt, and him going through his own thing. And Godzilla's also there and a part of it. It's
as you do.
Yeah. Godzilla is just like a metaphor for war and suffering. So, you know, it's
okay.
Yeah, it was still good. It was good. Anyway, I'll stop yapping. That's pretty much it.
You're
Who
good.
are you passing the talking stick to?
The talking stick now goes to my man Dean, because like we said in the last podcast, we men gotta look out for each other.
Let's go, us boys gotta stick together. Alright, as I sit here and think about it, I'm gonna sound like the most generic 30-year-old guy ever, but I've been playing old school RuneScape and Diablo, so...
Nice, alright.
I mean, old school RuneScape had the League going on, so like, I mean, I'm always playing old school, but I'm like, well, I have to play the League and get the max trophy. And Diablo had Diablo 4 specifically, so I'm not too much of an old head. But they had the new
Diablo
campaign
2.
and they reworked the... I mean, I know Diablo 2 had a DLC come out too, but I feel negatively about that. But 4 had a DLC come out, and 4 is a good example of a game that like came out pretty mid, but they've been really iterating on and like improving. And like it's definitely like a casual ARPG. But, like, sometimes that's all I want. I don't want to spend 200 hours looking for my one legendary piece I need. Diablo 4 is just like, here, take it. It's yours.
Also, I'm thinking, I know there's at least one other thing you've been playing quite a lot.
There was, and then as far as newer releases go, I've been playing Crimson Desert.
That's not even what I was thinking of.
Wow. So you're saying Crimson Peak as in you think it's peak? Like,
I love Crimson Peak. I love it so much. Like,
I've heard of it. What is it?
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. Like, I've heard of it, but I don't know what the hell it's like an open world sandbox
It's an open
game?
World sandbox, yeah. An important thing to keep in mind is that the developers for it made Black Desert. And Black Desert is like an older-ish MMO at this point, Korean MMO.
Okay.
So then they decided to make a
the Desert series.
Yeah. It's that one thing. Both of them are the case where like one little corner of the map is the desert. And it's like, okay. Because don't worry, Crimson Desert does not take place solely in a desert. In fact, I've been there like only a little bit in the Crimson Desert after 70 hours. But... Yeah, so they're MMO developers making their first single-player game, but like, so in some ways it kind of feels at times like a single-player MMO. And Black Desert is very like action combat focused, like you do combos on your keyboard. So like the combat in Crimson Desert is really good, but it's also one of those cases where like they were sitting around like, oh, should we add this to our game? They're like, yes, let's do it. Should we add this? Yes. So like... You can go fishing, you can have trade routes, you can build a house, you can ride horses, you can do to get wagons, hide air balloons, fly dragons, fly mech robots, because why not?
It's everything.
Okay.
It's everything, and then like, but it's
Is there a story?
There is a story.
There is.
Okay.
The best quote I heard about it is whenever you play the story, it feels like you've been whacked on the back of the head because it's kind of nonsensical at times.
Okay.
Because they more play like rule of cool. They're like, we want them to do this, and just kind of like throw you into it. Like, my example is, like, you know, I'll spoil the first 30 minutes of the game. Without much direction, the basic thing is you get your get your throat slit, you get thrown into a river, you wake up in a weird magical place, you do some platforming, you wake up, now some man's fished you out of the river, and he says, go to town. In town, you find a beggar, you give the beggar a coin, he moves, you hear a voice coming from the sewers, you go down to the sewers, you find a woman in the sewers, she says, wow, thank you for freeing me, you're super kind, turns into a white witch, flies away, so you climb out of the sewer, and you find a kid who wants a cat, and you go get the cat.
Oh, this does sound very MMO, like, fetch quest.
And then he says, thank you, I'm a forest child, see ya. And then you look at the letter, and suddenly you have a key that goes into the castle that leads to a secret alchemy room, where you step through a portal into a sky island. And then in the sky island, the beggar and the noble and the witch people are like, hey, welcome. Anyways, the world is about to explode. Please fix it. And then your guy says, okay, but I want to find my friends. And that's like the first hour of the game.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like an MMO.
You had me a cat. You have to get the guy's cat.
Oh, that's one of the cool things. There's so many animals in the game, and you can pick them up and kind of just like carry them around with you. You can have pets, raise livestock. You can get so many mounts. And they keep adding more. You can fight in a bird feeder to get bird pets, like... And it's one of those where, like, since they're MMO devs, they, like, pump out updates. So, like, oh, people don't like this, we'll fix it. Like, they've added special moves. Did I mention there's 3 different playable characters, because why not?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it just seems like they truly, every feature that a video game can have that they could come up with, they're like, sure, we'll put it in. Why not? Like, just add it. Let's do it. Yeah, it's been interesting hearing about.
It feels like one of those, like there's not many games I can really explain that it feels like Dragon's Dogma is one of those, where it's kind of like, it's like an ambitious RPG that isn't, like, super polished and is a little weird, and there's, like, some weird friction against the players sometime, but it makes the whole thing more endearing, so it's like, alright, I'm just here, I'm having a good time, so...
Yeah.
So I like that.
What was the game Jeannie was referring to then?
Mahjong. He's been playing so much
Mahjong.
Mahjong. I don't know why he hasn't mentioned
it. I mean, I play that on an app, but that's been like, I've been into chess lately.
Well, but it's the anime girl Mahjong. Like,
it is anime girl Mahjong. That is where people
that's
play
like
Mahjong.
me with my Hatsune Miku Picross.
Yeah,
you just
I think
play
it counts.
Absent-mindedly.
I can't play Mahjong absent-mindedly.
Okay, but like you just kind of get in the zone, right?
Yeah. It's because it's like if you're not, but like I know like growing up when you play Mahjong, it's that like tile matching game, but there's also the types where you play it almost more like a rummy, and there's like a million different versions. So I've been playing the Japanese version, which is getting popular, Mahjong Riichi.
Yeah,
and that's been pretty fun.
There's like all sorts of Mahjong, like retro games. Like there's Mahjong for the Famicom, Mahjong for the Super Famicom, Mahjong for the PlayStation. Mahjong.
Oh my goodness.
There's so many Mahjong games.
Yeah, everything you could imagine.
It's like how many poker games there are. All right, and I'll pass the talking stick on down to Kelsey.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
I've been playing a lot of Tomodachi Life. And I really like Tomodachi Life. It's gotten to the point where, like, I was streaming it like once a week or so, but it's gotten to the point where it's definitely on the repetitive side. But I'm personally invested in the storylines of what's happening with my characters. But I don't think that other people would be, but I've been trying to play more or less daily so that I can get all of there's daily items like in Animal Crossing, you know.
Nice.
So
I've been trying to collect all the different outfits and things. I've done a lot of customization. I wouldn't say like a crazy amount. I've seen like people recreate Garreg-Mach Monastery.
Oh Lord,
I've seen people recreate a Target. I've seen some crazy stuff.
I have not gone that crazy, but I have most of my island is like VTubers and Fire Emblems.
As you do, yeah.
Because I thought it would be weird to have like Peebs be a character, so he's the celebrity on my island, you know.
Oh, there you go.
So they always say, "Oh, wow, guys, guess what? I got Peebs' autograph. Let's go to Peanut Butter Gamer Con."
There you go.
It's
beautiful.
Cute. But very funny. Lots of customization, and I feel like a lot of games currently are relying on customization in order to increase the experience of the game. But I think Tomodachi Life is best when you do incorporate the customization, whereas like in Animal Crossing you really don't have to. Like you can survive on the basic items, right? Pokopia, sure. You can survive with just building how you want, right? Whereas Tomodachi Life, the more stuff you add to it, the better it gets.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
And the sillier it gets. But you have to kind of also be funny. Or, you know, you have to have some sort of sense of humor, because sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what I'm going to add to this. I don't know what to add, man.
Right.
And I just kind of phone it in or just repeat phrases and don't add anything new. Because you only get certain opportunities to add stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're like prompted usually.
Yeah.
I have seen that you've customized a lot of like amazing items. Like that is genuinely amazing to me. Like I, as a casual person, like player of that, and someone who has no art experience, I'm like, how did you do this? Like it blows my mind.
I honestly don't know. I just kind of started getting the hang of I got a stylus, one of those like magnetic ones. And I just kind of started experimenting with the tools. Let me pull up, because I don't know if I shared my items with you guys.
I was super
I know I showed
impressed by
Toasty,
the
but
Volcarona when you had
yes,
sent that
okay, I
one.
did
Yeah,
send it.
super
Okay,
cool.
There they are. There.
Yay.
Those are my items, like some of my items.
Oh my gosh, they're so good.
Here's more
That's
of my
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the one with caramel dancing.
Engage is insane.
Right? Yeah, the Sami is so good. Oh my lord.
Hunter. Wow.
How the heck did you
Super
even
from caramel?
like what the? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
How long does each one take you to make?
About an hour.
Only an
How long
hour?
did the Hunter manga take to make?
An hour.
How the hell did you make that?
An
hour?
Yeah.
I do not understand.
Because most of it is just like I would sketch. I would loosely sketch, and then my process was a little bit different. Instead of like sketching and then like doing line art or whatever, I would block in the color first, and then do the line art.
Interesting. Okay.
And then do any shading or whatever, sometimes having to go over the line art. But for the most part, just kind of blocking it in, getting the color shapes in, and then going from there. Because there's very, very limited layering tools that you can do. You can lock the transparency. On Hunter x Hunter, when I added the text in, you could actually add the text in behind as a layer behind what was already in existence. So I didn't have to go and layer it myself. Like, I didn't have to put it down first and then be worried, like, I'm going to overwrite it. Oh, no, you know?
Yeah.
And I know I've seen a lot of people doing, like, pixel art, whereas mine, I'm just mostly using the drawing tools and going from there. And then some of my guys have, let's see. Where's some of my guys? You can see their custom outfits. Hold on. And it's cute because you can actually give them the items and then they use them and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And by use them, she means like sit down and look at them.
Yes,
I mean, yes, but then they'll talk about it and stuff. So like sometimes the little like the pets will follow them around and they'll talk about the pets, and then they'll show the pets off to their friends, and then there's dialogue associated with that. And then like the more random dialogue that you have that you've inputted, the more that they will talk about different things. And so sometimes it's fun to just have the game on and sit there like you're watching Plastic Rubber Duck Simulator or whatever. And just watching what happens. But you're like, wait a minute, what do you mean you're talking about this? Huh? What? What?
Yeah, it seems very like the joy in it is sort of like watching an aquarium.
Poke and see what happens.
Like just
Yeah, but the aquarium has like a lot more interesting characters instead of just fish that.
Whoa!
Sorry, fish
Wait
heads
a
out there.
minute.
I'm saying it.
Have you even seen a whale in an aquarium?
On our hands.
And then,
No, I haven't. That sounds awesome, actually.
and then just saying
I
who
haven't
falls
either,
in love
but,
with
you know.
whom is very funny. Because I have
some reason when you said whale, I thought, like, blue
loves
whale.
everybody.
Oh, so
set it
you've
to-
got
You can set it
full.
to gender preferences, but I'm like, nope, everyone can love everybody. It's fine.
Let's just see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave it all
Like
free
Gabby's
to
Battle
play
and
out.
Luigi, they U-hauled, man.
Good for them.
They were like, we've got a kid. I woke up one day and they were like, hey, we want to talk to you. And then they suddenly had a kid. It's great.
Wow.
And so you're letting like every character interact and like because I know Rowan has been playing a ton of it, but she's like, I need the characters from Avatar: The Last Airbender to be like together at all times. I need the One Piece characters to be a group, and I need the Mario character, that sort of thing. It's not like Mario isn't hooking up with Goku, isn't hooking up with
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
No,
like it's not
mine are all they're hooking up with whoever they want.
That's funny. I like that.
They all like what is it? I put Teleco's VTuber in because Teleco and Gracie wanted their VTuber avatars in. And so I said, okay. Even though I was trying to prevent, like, friends from being there, but I'm like, it's their VTuber personas. It's fine.
Right.
And so Teleco confesses her love to Haley Stardew Valley. And then
As
all
you
of us...
do.
Or no, to Sumia, rather. And then Haley Stardew
yeah.
Valley, like, comes into the Ferris wheel and is like, no, I love Sumia, actually. And then, like, Crom was underneath the chair. And he comes out and he goes, no, I love her, actually. And he didn't even have a crush on her. So sometimes you don't even know what's going to happen. Corona decided to stop being friends recently with Sebastian Stardew
Devastating.
Valley. She was just like, no, where's the dialogue? I sent it. Hold on. It was very funny. I'm sorry. I love this game. It's so stupid. So I was like, no, you should make up. You should be friends. And she goes, okay, I hear you. But
here's my counterpoint.
No.
Wow.
So the dialogue, like, it's the base dialogue is very surprisingly funny. A lot of the time too. So.
Excellent.
I wish there was a little more, like, stuff to do, but I still haven't seen a lot of the cutscenes, and I have a disgusting
And
amount of hours.
they're going to bring in free updates like they do with
really
every
hope they
modern
do.
game. They got to bring the karaoke back. Like, that's such an iconic part of the original
they
game.
have they have a bit where the characters, if you give them a guitar, the characters will sing to you, but they don't sing.
Oh, come on.
They will
gotta
have
introduce
lyrics,
that
but
for
they'll
sure.
just be like bada 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 ba bada bada ba. That's all they say. But the lyrics are posted like in the caption.
I
right?
see. So you don't get to hear it the same.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, why? But there will be seasonal furniture available. So
nice.
that's kind of neat, I guess.
Yeah, it is. For sure.
Anyway, that's been my life.
Okay, nice. Well, we've all caught up then, so that's good. So do we want to talk about FireRed, LeafGreen first or Train Dreams first? Which one?
Let's do FireRed, LeafGreen.
Okay. There we go. Yeah.
Follow the structure.
It's been fun returning to it. I do feel like I have felt the lack of new features maybe more than I thought I would, because I didn't really grow up playing like emulations much. Like, I always just had the physical one and played it that way. So like I never had the fast forward option or that sort of thing. But I do feel like just the way video games have developed, I don't know, maybe my attention span's just gotten worse, but I did wish a little bit that I could, like, you know, fast forward through some of the, like, animations and text boxes. But I have to say, it's like, it does have a lot of charm just in how simple things are, too. Also, the sprite work is just really, really fun. Like, I think that's a strength and something that I've enjoyed a lot with it. And those are kind of my initial thoughts. Does anyone want to jump off from there?
I had like several hundred hours in LeafGreen specifically as a kid, and I was trying to complete the Pokedex in Gen 3.
Oh, yeah.
I did not accomplish completing the Pokedex in Gen 3, but I did in Gen 4 because of a lot of the base work that I set in Gen 3. So I had all of the games. I was trading with myself. And my friends, but primarily myself. I would play the games, and then I would trade over, and then I had so many hours in LeafGreen, and returning to it, I was like, I know this game too well, and it's very good still, but it's hard to revisit without having, I don't know, like a Nuzlocke challenge or some sort of incentive, because I'm just like, I don't want to play.
You've experienced it vanilla so many times.
Right.
For so long. Yeah, I feel the same.
It was really hard to go back to it.
Yeah.
I think.
I can see that. And I do think it's like, because a lot of us especially, it's like we played it when we were quite young. And so it's like, if you could get through it when you were quite young, you know, it's like, it's not that difficult as just like a base game that you're engaging with, and like,
you know what's it's kind of funny though, like I experienced a different sort of difficulty with it, in that I don't have as much time as I did when I was a kid, and just literally would get off school and do absolutely nothing for the rest of the day and just play Pokemon, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's where the challenge comes in, whereas everything else is just like, yeah, I already know how this works, this game works inside and out, and it's just like, it's already very easy. So
yeah,
that's why doing the challenges, incorporating the challenges, makes more sense as an adult.
Yeah, and then, I had another thought that you just made me think of. One thing I do appreciate is it's nice how, like, and this is like, I feel like a bajillion people have said this before, but I don't usually mind, or didn't think I minded, some of the like hand holding that goes on with newer games as they introduce things. But like, there is so little in that game. Like, they truly just drop you in, and that's it.
Like,
I
thought the opposite. I thought the opposite.
Really?
I forgot how hand-holdy FireRed and LeafGreen is compared to base game. I'm used, because the last game I played, Pokemon-wise, I think was Pokemon Crystal. And they don't hold your hand at all.
Right,
And then FireRed and LeafGreen, they have like the TGTV and all of this stuff to make it more accessible.
Thing is,
that's optional.
Those
though,
are
isn't it?
optional.
Yeah.
All of them are optional. I think the only required one is like a very, very quick catch tutorial, and that's pretty much it. Everything else, it's like, there's the school where you can go read up on like status conditions if you want, but you don't have to go in there. There's the TGTV if you want, but you don't have to use it. You know, it's like, it's all very much like, they give you means of learning those things, but they don't inflict them upon you, which I think
I felt
nice.
a little more inflicted upon.
On that note, though, I found a very interesting graphic. I was browsing Twitter, which I do not recommend, but sometimes you find something good. And it was talking about how long it takes to catch a single Pokemon in every main side series Pokemon game. In FireRed, it's actually one of the lowest, which is 6 minutes 49 seconds.
Yeah, that is really low.
And then in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, it's like 23 minutes. And in the latest Pokemon game, Legends ZA, it's nearly 30 minutes.
That's
so
crazy.
You're going through like talking, tutorial, talking, and it's like, oh my god, can we play the game, please? So like, it was really refreshing to go back and play a game, even though I see what shut up means with like this weirdly, and it doesn't feel like the TGTV stuff. It doesn't feel like it's integrated well into the game,
right?
But that's why it's optional. So
I did find it weird that there's like an entire like dedicated button for like what's this.
Like the R button or something?
Yeah, because I was like, and this is on my frustration with this release, was I was like, No, I don't mind. Like, I'll play through Pokemon games, but like I do like the fast forward, especially like if I'm going to be training or getting through somewhere. Like I think the like having a fast forward really helps with making more interesting teams and like grinding. So to like,
it is wild when you experience playing any Pokemon game at 400 times speed and then go back to regular speed. I think to myself, I'm like, because like your brain kind of like rewires itself to perceive it a certain way, and so once you go back to the original, I was literally like, is my game like experiencing slowdown? Like, is my emulation
what's
messed up?
wrong with
like,
it?
No, the game is just that slow. It's like, it's crazy.
Because like a while back, like I played, like I would like play through like Pokemon Red or Blue like in an evening on like ×8 speed, and just like I find that really fun. Just because when you're going fast, there's also like a kind of like I mean, it's not speed running, but it kind of is. You're just like, how fast can I get through it? I'm gonna beat an entire game in one setting. So and I do think, as far as like FireRed, LeafGreen go, and like compared to Red or Blue, I do like the art is very pretty, but I did like while playing it, I did sort of get the feeling of I'm like, I kind of wish I was playing like Emerald right now. Whereas like I know I'm in Gen 3, it has the really good Gen 3 graphics, which is a very strong point in sprite work for the series. But you kind of remember like kind of how bland Kanto itself is at times. Like, and maybe that's also because like, you know, I've played Kanto games, like I played every Kanto game that exists under the sun at this point, besides Pokopia. But so it's like, it's almost like, all right, and like the beginning of Kanto especially is just kind of like whatever, like it's a little fun when you can kind of pick your own path, but the like first 3 gym leaders is kind of blandish.
It's a slog.
Yeah, going through Viridian, going through Moon Cave, or again
Mount Moon,
Mount Moon, like. So I think that's where things like I like it, and like I like the artwork, and the music, of course, is very good. I like the world. Going back to like a Gen 3 game, like I think Gen 3 was, like I kind of forget about it, but what was like a huge shift in direction for this series with it being colored and being able to have more like expressive graphics. And it's wild thinking they made a remake of like the first game 5 years after it came out. Like it was a huge bound in technology.
That's a good point. Like usually
and mind you,
remakes
remakes
are not
weren't
such
like
a
that
rapid
common at the time. This is one of the earlier cases.
Was it 5 years?
It wasn't
it was
very
around
long. Let's
that time,
see.
5 or 6 years.
96 to 2000. I don't know. Did it come out in 3 or 4 in Japan?
Probably
I was
3,
thinking
because they always came out a year earlier, right?
Yeah. Oh, so that's
When
no,
they
it
finally-
was beginning of 2004, so 96 to 2004. So it was about an 8-year gap, but still,
Yeah,
your
okay.
point still stands, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
just
it
2
does
gens
feel
later.
completely different. 2 gens.
right.
And like it's especially obvious if you go from like even just like Crystal to like Red and Blue, or not Red and Blue.
I will say
Sapphire
though,
Ruby.
I'm gonna say it. I think especially like Crystal, the Game Boy Color games, are such a like beautiful representation of Pokemon graphics. Like they just look so like, go back to those and like look. I
they
saw
are
an
really
appreciation thread at like the nighttime color palette of Crystal is like so like it like maybe this is just like a millennial nostalgia glasses bullshit, but it feels like ethereal, like otherworldly, like oh my god, it's unbelievable.
No, I'll
It's
never
crazy.
bash on Crystal. I love Crystal.
Yeah,
I love
it's
Johto
so
in
good.
general. But yeah, and I was also just kind of thinking like, and maybe this is sort of a similar thing, just like a little bit later. But I've really, I mean, I've been this way for a while, but like I feel like I keep feeling more and more this way. I really didn't like the transition to 3D. I think the Pokemon look way worse
Same.
the further we get.
Yes,
Like even
The
like we talked
personality
about
is
it a bit
gone.
on the
It's insane.
3DS. It was a little bit fine because it was still kind of low poly. Like it had a little bit of charm. Once we get to like, it's like all right, these are like plastic
Switch
dolls
ones,
on the
yeah.
screen,
you literally.
like
they
bland,
barely have any
soulless.
personality.
Like the designs are cool,
Yeah.
and if you look at some of the 2D's designs or illustrations they do, there's a lot of really good ones. But like,
Yeah.
it's like I like the designs of the Pokemon. I don't like the art style
they're-
of Pokemon anymore.
Yeah, that art
Way they
Nothing to
animate.
say about the
I think it's
environments
just like
and how bad they are.
the
compared to
problem
previous
is because like
games.
you'll go look at the Pokemon Stadium models and animations, and they have so much personality, right? But
And
that's
the
because there were only
Coliseum ones, too.
150.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there were
that's
far
true.
less Pokemon than there are now. There's like literally 1,000 Pokemon models, so they need to I don't know, it just feels
They cut
impossible for them
corners
to
real
make
fast. I
something.
mean, it's obvious Pokemon
Yeah,
games cut corners as
absolutely.
much as possible now, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying this for a while, and they already did it with Black and White, and people hated it. But I do think we just need a game that's just happy with its own little Pokedex and just doing brand new Pokemon and kind of leaving older Pokemon a bit behind, or at least choosing them more sparingly.
Yeah.
Right.
If they've already
At least for
stopped
base game.
doing national decks,
Yeah.
at least for base game, and we can add them later. And they've been
Right,
sort
yeah.
of doing that, but I feel if they've already been to we're not doing national decks anymore, then let's just go all the way and really focus on a core cast of 100 to 150 Pokemon.
Yeah. It's interesting because I feel anytime a national dex doesn't exist, or it's really quote unquote limited, meaning it doesn't have all 1,000 plus Pokemon,
Right.
people will go crazy, what the hell?
Yeah.
How do you not have all 3 Pokemon by now? But also and that was a major criticism of Black and White when it first released.
Yeah.
But I feel
Yeah.
people have retroactively realized, oh my god, Black and White was so good. Black and White Gen 5 is the best gen, and that's something
It is so
I
good.
largely agree with. But also people will say that and at the same time still get mad when a new Pokemon game does not have a national dex with all 1,000 Pokemon. It's
Yeah.
guys, what if we do what Black
think-
and White did so well?
I think that's due in part to. Did you guys see the website going around where it's every Pokemon is someone's favorite?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
yes.
think people are so dedicated to their specific little mon that not being able to find them or use them in a specific game is disappointing.
Right.
So
But I think here's the thing.
It's
Yeah.
get
Like,
over yourself.
there are so
Yeah,
many
no, no.
Pokemon. Don't you yes, Slowpoke is
Yeah,
my favorite.
you've gotta have multiple.
But I have
Come on.
so many
Yeah.
Pokemon I
Here's-
love.
yeah,
There's
'cause-
no way they're
Yeah.
not going to get
Here's
some of the ones
other
I love
Even
in there.
in previous games, if I went and I bought Pearl and I'm I want to play Pearl and I want to get Pokemon One, you need to back then you had to have 2 or 3 other games all transferring to each other
that's true.
just to get the one. So, as you know
Right.
well, so you had the
Exactly.
option, but you really had to
Yeah.
bend over backwards
Did you
just
though?
to
Yeah,
do
exactly.
it. Like,
completing
oh my
the
God.
Gen 3 Pokedex, even worse than, I guess as bad as Pearl because you had to transfer them up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But trying to complete Gen 3, you had to have Coliseum, you had to have Pokemon XD, you had to complete those, you had to purify all the Pokemon and then transfer them to your game. And then you also had to have Ruby, Sapphire, and or Emerald, because they had different combinations of Pokemon that were available in each game.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then you also, but you couldn't have just Ruby and Emerald. You had to have Ruby and Sapphire, or Ruby,
Right.
Sapphire, and Emerald.
Mm-hmm.
Having just Emerald, because
Wouldn't do it,
picked
yeah.
a combo from the other 2 games. And then FireRed and LeafGreen also had their exclusive. But you also had to get to the Sevi Islands and to the end game Sevi Islands in order to
Yeah.
catch some of the Gen 2 Pokemon. And then a lot of the Gen 2 Pokemon were locked in Coliseum as well. And so trying
And there was no
to-
online trading or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was all
Yeah.
so much harder to get the Pokemon
Yeah,
you wanted.
so you had to have the Game Link cable, you had to have all of this stuff, right? And you had to
So
play
expensive,
so
Jesus.
much of it, so much of several games, or have a friend who was playing through those games, regardless,
Yeah.
there was time investment that you had to do
Yeah.
in order to catch those Pokemon. It wasn't readily available, and it wasn't financially readily available. And then, if you delete your game, your Pokemon are gone!
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the only way to
Yeah.
get more storage for your Pokemon in Gen 3 was to get Pokemon Box that nobody knew about, and now it's $1,000 or something like that.
Oh
it's
my
crazy.
lord.
Yeah.
Or $2,000.
Was it? I'm actually really curious. Was it 50 at release, like every
I
other?
think so. Yeah.
video game?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What the
Whoa.
hell?
Yeah.
It's just that Pokemon,
Ay,
they've been predatory-ish for a while.
Yeah. Predatory-ish? No, that's just straight up predatory.
Yeah.
Can
Absolutely.
I real quick contribute what Dean and I think is the best part of FireRed and LeafGreen?
Oh yeah,
Let's
we're
go.
kind of a little off
Picture.
base here. Go for it.
It's
This
her.
is the best part.
She's the
yeah.
best part. That little
Jigglypuff,
Jigglypuff
big
sprite
eyes.
absolutely kills me. It's
She's
just like,
looking into your soul.
I do love the overworld sprites.
Yeah,
In this
they're
game.
so
Whenever they're out of their
funny.
Pokeball, so good.
Overall, like I'm sad we don't have overworld sprites anymore. I mean, I'm
I
still thinking that
know.
drum, but like, it was so fun just kind of seeing them, and now it's just,
yeah.
well, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
What platform did you guys play on?
Switch.
I mean, I played it on Switch, yeah.
Computer.
oh, and
I won't
Windows.
tell Nintendo. And so I started playing it initially on GBA, but I first started playing it on the GBA player because I wanted to capture some footage of like early game. I lost to my freaking rival.
Oh, rip.
It was a mess. But I was playing. My Squirtle had a bad nature. It was a mess.
Yeah.
But
Oh no.
yeah. But then I cleaned out my GBA because it had some battery corrosion, but was otherwise pretty good condition. But how the hell did we live back then, you guys? How did we live without back or front lit screens?
Oh, yeah.
They're like holding it
Like-
to like the window in the car
Yeah.
on the highway to try and get some light.
Yeah, and I know my mom was like,
Classic.
she goes, how do you look at that? And I go, you have to sit under the lamp, remember? And I used to get yelled at in the car. Not seriously, but for having
Right.
the either the console light on or for
Yeah.
having the worm light because it looked like oncoming traffic. And oh my god, it was such a strain on my eyes that eventually I caved because I didn't want to spend the $20
Right.
and buy the game on Switch, and then I caved and restarted because I was like, I can't see. And the only other system that I had that could play GBA games is my broken DS. Its hinge is broken, and I want to preserve it as long as it can make
Right.
it.
As you can, yeah. I gotcha. All right. Well, are we ready to transition to Train Dreams?
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
My
so-
God, I watched this movie like 3 months ago.
Sorry,
I'm
Toasty.
sure
I
you
made a ton of
remember.
notes. I made
Yeah.
a ton
Oh,
of notes
good,
so I
good.
can refresh myself
Yay.
and remember what the hell.
You were
Okay,
so
okay.
serious about the assignment. I admire that.
Well, 3 months, man.
Yeah.
I've watched like 60 movies since then.
I know.
Oh my
Do it
God.
without
Yeah, you-
checking your notes to see how much of an impression it left on you.
That's actually not a bad idea. I'm curious, but no.
I
I'm gonna look
I
over
turned it on and I started watching it, and I was like, I knew it was not gonna be like a movie for me because I'm like
You don't like
mentally 12
Oscar
years
bait.
old.
Yeah, what is the movie for you? Like Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah.
Freaking
What do you
Digimon the
mean?
movie?
Yeah. What do you mean this isn't a cartoon? What the hell?
Oh my God. That's funny.
But initially he goes, I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, and I was
Oh,
like,
God.
oh no. And then the rest of the
Jeez.
movie, like, I wasn't snarky at all.
Oh, yeah.
It was
There is
very
one aspect of the
sombering.
movie I feel like you would have liked. Shut up. And I think it was the color grading was so phenomenal. Like everything popped and looked so expressive. The cinematography was like,
That's
I
it. It
cannot
has
believe
really
this movie
good
did not win.
cinematography.
It does.
That's
This
what I did.
movie
After
literally exists.
it, I looked to see if what it won. It won nothing.
It didn't win shit.
And I said, wait, what won best cinematography? Oh, yeah, I remember what won best cinematography. Anyways, which,
I'm
mind
gonna
you,
be-
was fine. That did have good cinematography. Sinners. had good
I liked
cinematography.
I liked the cinema. Wasn't the cinematographer like was it the first woman of color to win or something like
I
that?
think
There was
so,
like a really
yeah.
good speech. I was really glad that specific person won, but that specific movie over this movie is insane. Like, I'm
Right.
sorry, Sinners is fine, But this movie exists purely for the amazing cinematography.
Yeah.
It's like every freaking shot looks like it could be like a folk indie like cover art. It's insane.
Yeah, it does look really, really good. And that was definitely the thing I enjoyed the most about it as well, was I was like, wow, like these nature shots look terrific. Like it's shot well. The framing is good. Like, yeah, the color, I think you're right. Like beautiful color. It was, so I mean, I guess
sad,
preface,
dude.
Yeah, I was going to say preface that I don't particularly feel drawn to like very, very heavy, sad stories in general. So I think this was never going to, story-wise, be super geared for me. I think I had thought that it was going to be more of the bittersweet variety, and it's really not. Like, it's just sad.
Yeah.
There's not really any...
I did not see the quote-unquote twist coming. I didn't realize that's where we were headed. And I mean, I did at a certain point, but like in terms of...
not initially.
Oh, let's watch the movie Train Dreams. I didn't think, oh, this is going to be a traumatic, like, tragic tale of loss and sorrow.
Spoilers.
Yeah. I also...
But yeah, it was...
I guess we should...
It was a
I'm
period
gonna throw up a
piece.
spoiler warning regardless.
Oh.
Yeah, if anybody watching this actually cares about Train Dreams spoiler, a movie from last year that's relatively niche.
But
yeah,
I expected it to be sad just because maybe I read it somewhere, but also it's just like a historical drama that got nominated for an Oscar. I'm like, this isn't going to be.
It kind of did have that tone, you know what I mean? Like you can kind of tell when a movie has a very specific tone, but also the one thing I really didn't like about the movie that is kind of related to me being surprised by the twist was the narrator. Why was there a narrator for this movie?
I did feel like that was a little distracting and took me out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
I just had a thought related to that. Hold on. Let me grab it.
Yeah,
His voice was
while
kinda
you
weird,
catch
too.
that, he was hard to hear, and I feel like with the narrator, like, you know, not to be too hard on a good old poor Robert Grainer here, but when you have a narrator, you're like, we're gonna watch like an interesting life, and like he had interesting stuff going around him, but he's really just like some guy who was down on his luck.
Yeah.
And like, I think the movie, and we'll talk maybe a bit about it later, but I feel like it had a lot of themes it wanted to talk about, but never actually delivered on. Like, it touched a lot of stuff really briefly and pulled that, and they said, all right, we're done. We talked about the frontier. We showed grief and sadness. Here's the changing of the times and growing old.
I think this movie was trying very hard to tell a story that wasn't overblown and felt real, true to reality. And if something like that were to happen to you, that's how it would be. There wouldn't be like some grand overarching, he comes back or his family comes in and suddenly it's a whole thing. It's like, no, you just see this happen and you're like, oh my God, I didn't do anything. And you live with that grief and that.
Yeah.
And it haunts you to a degree.
And
I thought that was totally fine personally.
No,
Like,
I do agree with that.
I
just think it's like a problem.
But it doesn't make for a very interesting story.
No,
I agree.
I was going to say, this is the thing that I forgot earlier, and I remembered it's tied directly to that, so I don't want to forget it again. It was interesting watching this movie from the perspective of someone who has done a lot of reading in the past years about plot structure and story structure from like a writing perspective, because this really makes absolutely no attempt to comply with those things whatsoever. Like, if you think about like the guidelines for what's considered like good character arc structuring, what's considered like good plot structuring, it does not do any of that. And it's like, it's odd because I do think you're right that it probably was an intentional choice, because there's a message there about like life doesn't wrap everything up neatly in a bow for you, you know, like you don't always get a resolution to these things. People don't always like challenge their greatest misbelief and grow and change fundamentally as a result of it. However, there's a reason that those things are considered like essential for a satisfying story, and it does leave you feeling just kind of like desolate and like there's just like, you feel kind of like you're waiting. Like, I don't know, I felt like I didn't really get anything satisfactory from it, and maybe that was the point, but I didn't like that feeling, if that makes sense.
Like, kind of going on with that, like, I could understand, and, like, it does do this, whereas a lot of it's just, like, life happens, and, like, you can try and find meaning from it, but there really is none. But, like, they kind of, like, it's a little weird. I feel like the ending of the movie, like, goes really fast for no real reason. Like, it, like, really suddenly just wraps itself up. But it's like, he then was on a plane ride, and he finally felt connected.
I hated the ending.
Like, that was really bad.
The slowness of the beginning, and even the middle, and then the speed of the end was like, okay, it's over? That's... it was like, jarring.
Another theme I thought they're really going to get into, and, like, because the plot pacing, like, kind of falls apart after, like, the midpoint twist. Because we spent so much time building up, and you do feel like, and they kind of present it at this story, it's like, all right, here's a guy who's living in, like, a time between times. We're going from frontier to more industrial. And, like, there's a really interesting story set up there, and they spend a lot of time on it, like, in the beginning, but then, like, when he goes back to the logging, it's, like, 5 minutes, like, there's chainsaws, and these new guys are gruffer, it just ain't how it used to be. Then we skip ahead later at the end of the movie, and it's like, and then he went to his city and walked around. And I'm like, that's not, like, a good examination of, like,
but
change.
Also, though, here's another thing. The more we cover this, the more I'm like, wait, but I can actually see an explanation for why the ending felt rushed. In reality, the older you get, the more it feels like time goes by. And clearly this is like the peak of his life was in this moment when he was, you know, with his wife and his child. And then he lost that, the most important thing. And then the older he gets, the
days blur together.
The plot starts moving forward faster and faster until by the end of it, it's literally like over in the blink of an eye. He goes in a fucking plane and like that's it.
Yeah.
So it's like I can kind of see. I'm not saying it's necessarily
good or
entertaining storytelling, but I don't think it's incompetent storytelling.
Right,
I think it's
I think that's fair.
And it evokes a certain feeling, whether that feeling is something you want to feel, you know, is up for this, you know, it's up to interpretation. But I think it is doing a very specific thing and doing it well for what it is, in my opinion.
It's more, I would compare it more to poetry than narrative structure.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point.
That's
poetry, but like
comparison.
cinema poetry.
Right.
Yeah.
Am I going to go and read poems? Like, not really, but am I going to respect them? Probably, depending on how good it is. And I think this is a pretty good poem, all things considered.
Yeah, I think it was good. It was in a great package. It does have stuff to say. I'm not here to, like, critically pan its whole story. Like, I do see what you're saying, and I still think, like, whether it was intentional or not, it was still a little awkward with the pacing. Especially, like, because we get, like, effectively a big time skip between the moment he, like, supposedly finds his daughter again, and then it's just like, you waited there forever, and then it was over. Which, to your point, like, yeah, he's just stuck in that moment. There's meaning to be had there. But that being said, like, because I also, like, I due to it being nominated for Best Picture, you have to also kind of compare it to its peers. And, like, I've watched...
Yeah, like F1, the best movie of the year. I can't believe it didn't win. Absolutely incredible film. Definitely not
another one. Yeah, it's better than F1. I'm sure I didn't watch F1 because I knew exactly what that
is. It one of the weaker Best Picture nominees? Absolutely, but it's definitely not as bad as the worst.
Yeah.
At least.
F1 got nominated. What? Like the Formula 1 movie?
Brad Pitt in it.
Yes, the shitty Brad Pitt movie about him driving a car.
Yeah,
it's like
I just didn't.
That's crazy.
It's insanity. I watched that movie and could not believe it was nominated for anything. Like, oh my god. But I agree. Train Dreams, comparatively to like Sinners, one battle after another. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what? Like,
and even
Train
if we're
Dreams,
looking
you're
at
cute,
like an emotional film, like comparing it, like Sentimental Value is also kind of the like closest one. It's sort of like, I mean, they're very different. But like,
yeah, but I see what you mean. Yeah,
they're like very feel
3 to 4. Yeah,
like
yeah.
Sentimental Value like does have a story, but it's more like character focused and like relationship focused, and like it's not like an entertaining film, but like you feel something at the end.
Yeah,
also,
absolutely.
I think the title of the movie is bad. I think it's a bad title for a movie.
I'm not, Also, speaking of the title, I think the song Train Dreams at the end.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
Really bad.
Oh, we didn't listen to the song. Oh no.
It's abysmal.
The movie was it was not based on a true story. It was based on a book.
Novella. Yeah.
Which, interesting to note, apparently in the novella, he held guilt from the lynching because he participated.
Oh,
I
and
was
I
looking
think-
a
Okay,
little
okay.
bit
He didn't
at
just
some
observe.
of the novella stuff, and like they did change it a lot from the novella.
I think
And
some
lots
of
of
those
things
aspects
there.
They
that
probably
aren't
felt like
revisited,
if we make our character do this in the movie, no one's gonna
no
root
one
for
is
him.
gonna root for him. That's so true.
Yeah.
Like it's very
I
quick
think-
But I
to turn
feel
your
like-
whole
emotionally,
against him.
it would have made more sense for him to have that nightmare, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
don't
get
know.
why. Yeah, no, I hear you. Or even like, honestly, maybe they could have split the difference and just had him be quiet and not say or do anything. Like
Yes.
that would still be bad for sure. And
I mean,
it's like
that's
he would have
effectively what
plenty
he
of
did.
reason.
He said, "Hey, what's
he
going
tried to
on?"
grab him. He tried to physically grab him
But
and
like
pull him
that's,
back.
I think that is why
yeah.
he's like he tried to stop him, but like not really. Like
Not
He
enough.
didn't
did
do a
it,
very
and
good
then
tried
he's like,
harder.
then he's watched
Right.
them, and he's like, I don't know what they're gonna do, and then they threw him off the
Yeah.
track. So like,
Yeah.
Like I mean, I think they could have made.
but don't
him
worry,
more
guys. His
passive,
best friend
but-
was a Native American.
yeah. Yeah, it's I don't.
Oh man.
But really, like the train dreams in question. First of all, he barely
I guess
there's
train dreams
barely
is supposed
anything
to
to do
be
with
his-
trains.
His nightmares.
Yeah.
Like, well, yes, it is,
I-
but they only show those like twice, and then also
It was really cool when they showed
I mean,
the actual train dreams, though. You can't
Yeah.
deny.
They were
the cinematography
cool
was
scenes,
real
yeah.
cool.
They were really cool.
I kept
but
waiting
it was, like,
for it
twice.
to find out the fire was caused by like a train. I say, wow, that's so. But no, we
That's
never
so
learned the
poetic.
fire's from.
No, yeah,
guess
and
that's
then he
part of the
only
point.
Poetic.
Oh yeah,
he only
He
worked on the
works
train like 5 minutes, and that's it. So
On
it's
the
like-
fire point, though, like, I'm survived that guy. Like, I'm surprised he survived going into the fire.
yeah, walking into
Um,
it. Holy cow!
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I come from the land of fire.
Ah,
And while
you
I
do,
haven't
the
experienced it
Northeast.
myself, like, I have friends who lost their houses, you know, up in the mountains. I had a bunch of customers who lost their property several years ago
Oh,
in
gosh,
the
yeah.
creek fire. You know, you have to get the hell out when they
Yeah.
tell you, or else you will not probably make it out.
Yeah.
And the fact
I think a
that-
lot of that scene felt
Yeah.
like, oh, this is a movie. Like,
Yeah, no, it
We are
absolutely
taking
was.
some
Like the fire
cinematic
was really
liberties,
cool,
yeah.
but
He goes right into
Yeah.
the smoke. He didn't suffer
Yeah.
any sort of lung disease. Like
No,
he totally,
No,
totally
yeah,
fine.
but him losing
He slept
his,
in the wilderness in the cold and the rain. Didn't
Right,
get any
it
sort of
was-
hypothermia.
no
hey,
frostbite,
there was
yeah.
that one time in the movie he was sick. Remember that?
Yeah, he did cough once. He
did
got
cough.
to get a
cough.
fever.
Oh
He
my
woke
God.
up
Yeah.
sick.
Incredible.
but the suddenness of losing his family made sense there.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
Right,
if
yeah.
him surviving somehow looking for them didn't. I was
Yes.
like, what the hell are you doing, bro?
How did you guys feel about the weird, like, he found this, like, little girl
That was
dying
Oh,
or something?
I
like, do you
found
think that
that-
was real, or was that a dream? Was that a train
I-
dream, as it were?
I don't know. I think the point is that we don't know, but like it's my theory. I think it has to have been fake because ain't no way she could have gotten that far and run that far. Like when with him like setting or whatever her leg, there's no way she couldn't have just like run out of there and been
Yeah.
unable to be tracked after. So I don't
Me
think
of
she
that
was
scene.
there.
It felt
in,
like his-
Pretty Little
his-
Liars, where the guy runs out of the hospital with a broken neck.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Derulo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Famously, there's a scene in Pretty Little Liars where a guy falls down an elevator shaft, and then they go to talk to him briefly in the hospital. He's got a neck brace. He's like laid out on this stretcher, and then like one scene later, you find out that he escaped the hospital and ran away, and no one saw or caught him.
Okay.
And it's like I don't think that's okay.
But yeah, as far
Yeah,
as
it's
the
sort
little
of,
girl
giving
scene,
that.
I do think
It
it's
was weird.
fake. Like,
It was
could
like
be
his
whatever.
brain trying to.
Because let's
trying to
remember, like,
rationalize
the
and,
first
feel that he did
time,
something.
this was right after, like, he spoke to that woman and, like, started, like, opened up, talked about his family, and she's like, you're not crazy. So it's almost like
Yeah.
his mind pushed back against that. Like, you can't move on. No, you have to stay here. You can't move on past your grief. And, like, Whether
That's
that
sad,
was
yeah.
like
Wow.
real
Yeah.
or like, I mean, I was half expecting, at least when it was happening, I thought he just like found some random person and was treating him as his daughter. And I thought that
Yeah,
was
I
gonna be
literally
fun.
thought this is where the plot was going. Like he was going to become a new father, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is an interesting." And then it just doesn't go
And
anywhere.
like
It's
maybe
oh,
he's like
never
still
mind.
like slightly crazed and thinks he's her daughter, but he's not. But I know,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in the book when I looked, like his daughter was alive and was like raised by wolves. So maybe
What?
it's a nod to that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
What the
The
hell?
book focuses a lot more, from what I hear, because I only looked up like a quick thing, but it focuses more on like how like man and beast aren't so different, or like a man is an animal. So there's scenes like that, and like
That's
him acting
wildly
more
different. Even though he does
animalistic.
like meet dogs or whatever.
And
Right.
he
Wild
has
dogs.
the conversation about the dog pups with his wife, and then they do the pups with his buddy, and
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
just for the
Shut
newness
up,
of the
puppy.
experience.
I've got Buttercup.
Interesting.
One
going.
thing I did really like about the movie, not exactly like related to animals or anything like that, but I liked how, especially in the beginning, I think the beginning was probably the strongest.
Yeah.
Is when he's like, he's like talking about all the people he's worked with, like the guy who's like, who has the old guy who has a huge ego and thinks he's doing everything, but actually does nothing and just
Yeah.
talks the entire
Yeah.
time. Yeah, there were a lot of fun like character moments like that. I really loved the moment where they're all like around the campfire just chilling, and some guy comes up and he's like,
Oh, yeah.
"Is there anybody here named Bob or something?" And there's like a silence for like 5 seconds, and then some guy gets up and starts running, and he just shoots him, and then he's like,
Any of you
"Sorry to
have a problem?
disrupt everything, y'all.
Yeah, he was
He
like,
he killed my brother,
Yeah,
so I had
yeah.
to get revenge." Oh, it's big trees, Really like the trees are really big. And then he just walks away. I love
Yeah.
that scene. That was my
good.
favorite moment.
And that's, yeah, I think you're right. Like, the first half is kind of where I think the movie is more interesting, and, like, you get more of a look at kind of, like, the world he's living in. And, like, I still think they could have done stuff with, like, you know, with eventually him losing his wife and child. But, like,
I almost think it would have been better if it just kind of ended there.
yeah.
Yeah, or like,
Because, like,
'cause
it
it
kind of
meanders
peters.
the
Because,
rest
like,
of it.
and maybe that's the point, but it kind of just peters out, and, like, it's like, yes, that moment is effectively when his life ended, and he never, like, really moved on. He, like, slightly got better, slightly got worse, but, like, he was kind of stuck in that moment for the rest of his life, and that's half the movie that happened.
Yeah.
Because we paused to make popcorn, that's at the halfway point. So we drop everything
Yeah,
interesting
yeah.
from the first part of the movie. We watch a guy be sad, which, you know what, fair enough. And then it's just like, then he got a wagon, and he talked to some people.
I did like when he talked to
Yeah.
the one gal from the forestry.
Yeah.
Is that the lady from she was like a widower or something?
Yeah.
For a
Yeah,
second
and
you thought
she-
they were gonna hook up, but they don't
right,
hook
but
up.
they don't.
Yeah.
No.
I'm a little sad that
Yeah.
they don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
I get that.
this movie is full
They're
of
like,
moments where
"Here
you're
you
like,
go."
oh, this X, Y is gonna happen, and then Z happens, and you're like, oh, that's the sad.
X or Y is going to happen.
alternative.
It's like,
That's the sad
actually,
variation,
nothing
yeah.
happens.
Like you think, oh, he's gonna adopt this new child. No, that doesn't happen. Oh, you think he's gonna hook up with this other lady who lost her husband. No, that doesn't
No,
happen.
it
It's
doesn't
like,
Oh, he's
whenever
gonna go
you
do
think
some-
something is going to happen, like, it's like, nope, he doesn't do anything.
Or it's like, no, the second something does happen, he finally leaves and goes and rides a plane or something. That's the end of the movie. It's like, all right, the movie
Yeah.
goes until he does something, and then we end the movie.
Right,
It's so
literally. Oh boy. Well, yeah, it was an interesting experience. I mean, honestly, I don't watch movies very often, so I feel like it was good from the standpoint of culturing myself. But
Yes.
yeah, not something I particularly enjoyed, and that's okay.
Right. That's fair.
I am realizing that we did not, prior to beginning this recording, decide what we're doing for our next
You know,
game or
that's-
movie.
Oh,
We'll figure it
It's
out.
a surprise.
Yeah,
I
we'll
have
figure
it
it
all
out
figured
off
out.
camera and get back to you eventually.
Yeah. I was gonna say we can't like hype up our audience for the next thing, but it's like I guess it will take a while. So
Right,
figure out
yeah,
what
it took
that
us a
is.
while
if we
before.
decide, because I'll probably spend
Put
the
your
next couple of days
comments
editing.
and we'll definitely make
Yeah,
your
tell us
guesses
what you
that
want.
we won't take into account. Just guess. We have it definitely picked out.
Yeah. Has anybody in the anybody watching this? Have you seen Obsession? Did you like it? Do you think that we should force Manic to watch it?
No!
No.
Don't let her watch it! Don't do
It's
that
probably
to her!
less sad. It's probably less sad
So
than
good. It has some funny moments, though. I mean, it's mostly
it's
disturbing and
like-
upsetting, but
See,
it
yeah,
has its moments.
I get such bad nightmares. I just don't like the
She
thing.
gets
is that
the train
Oh,
dreams,
no.
man.
Yeah, they don't like the scary
Yeah,
part
train
doesn't
dreams
stop when I
disturb you,
stop
maybe this-
watching.
yeah.
The
So
thing is,
I just don't.
because I remember early on, she was looking through like the Oscar nominees, and like the two you picked out that you thought you'd be interested in were Train Dreams and Begonia.
Oh my!
This
The
was
two
just-
most disturbing.
Yeah.
Like Begonia
That's
is
the thing.
insanely disturbing.
I
You hated
did. She
Begonia.
would've-
Yeah, see, I didn't know. I just based this off of
All
like
right,
the
Toasty,
two-sentence
do you
summary.
agree? Is Begonia a black comedy?
Yes.
I didn't
Really?
find it funny at all. I'm like, where's
Oh, I didn't find it funny either, but I can absolutely see how people would perceive it that way. Because the whole concept of, I mean, I don't want to get into spoilers, but it's like such an absurd, like it's a sad black comedy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
like
it's like,
funny,
yeah.
but also really depressing because people like this actually exist. And then the twist at the end is like, oh man, that's so messed up. Like what the hell? It's like
I feel like it does
when you're
border
punching
more.
in buttons on a calculator, like, oh, this is gonna do you know what? It's like you can't help but find that a little bit like there's an intrinsic comedy to
Yeah,
it.
I
despite
guess
it
in
being really
that
disturbing.
point, yeah.
I'm not saying I laughed. I'm saying the absurdity of it is
Yeah.
is comedic.
I
You
think
know what
given the events that happened right before all that happened, I was in a very laughing mood. But you know.
Oh yeah, no. Trust. I didn't. Did you like the movie? I did not like the movie.
Did I? I liked it. I would never want to watch it again. I don't think.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, this is so disturbing. It makes
Yeah.
me feel awful, but that's kind of like worth something. I think it was like,
yeah.
you know, it was well done,
Yeah.
but it's like, am I gonna watch the movie about where they torture a woman in the basement and then all?
That was my least favorite part. That and the castration part were like, okay, maybe this is not my movie.
Yeah.
I don't love this. But it's like talking about mentioning about how like, oh, I respected it, but I'll never watch it again. I respected Marty Supreme, and I watched it multiple times. Same with One Battle After
Yeah, I was
Another.
gonna say Marty
I want to watch
Supreme.
Sinners again.
Marty Supreme, I think, was my favorite of the ones I watched.
Yes, thank you. That was my favorite movie too.
Because I was kind of thinking about Train Dreams, like they sort of have a similar message where at the end, kind of like nothing really matters, except
Everyone
like
can
you know,
see.
this is a stretch. This is obviously a stretch.
Well,
But
I think
Train
Marty
Dreams is some
Supreme, there was
guy.
a bit more to it than Train
That's what
Dreams.
I was saying.
personally,
Marty
but-
Supreme is like, all right, here's
Ultimately,
like this
it's-
super
yeah.
ego, so psychopath who's willing to destroy everyone in his way to like
Exactly.
play ping pong.
for his train dream,
Or like
you could say.
he has like huge ambition, but like for something like really minuscule, and he like is willing to go torch Earth for it. Like,
Yeah.
it's a crazy.
In terms of
movie.
character intrigue and like acting ability, it's like the difference between Marty and what is his name? I don't even remember. Robert or whatever.
Greiner.
Is like night and day. Like it's like
Oh, yeah.
this character is so compelling in how like evil and selfish and egotistical they are, but you can't help but like be fascinated by their.
I think
their
that's the thing.
journey.
You're like
Interesting.
sort of like you want to cheer him on. You're like, wait a minute. Over the course of the movie,
You're like, wait, no, this
I
guy
don't-
sucks.
I don't
like what he's saying to his girlfriend or like ex or whatever. It's like the most evil shit I've ever heard, and it's like, but you know he believes it, and he thinks he's the victim. It's just like insane.
I think that's
Such a
sort
good
of one of
movie.
the funniest parts of it, because like in the back of your mind, like it's treated seriously, and you know, sorry to anyone who's really passionate about this, but at the end of the day, it's about ping pong. So this guy, is
Yeah.
like your life literally is
It's
nothing and
table tennis, thank
worthless.
you.
Sit down. I'm here for table
Yeah.
tennis is my calling, and I'm gonna, you know, change
Yeah.
the
Oh
world.
my God.
It was. So
It is such a good movie. Oh, such a good movie.
Which one was that?
Marty
Timothy
Supreme.
Chalamet one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 That one everyone should watch. That was so good.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
All right. Well, do we wanna wrap it up here for now, and then
Yeah.
we'll do our discussions on what we'll be doing next time?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
right.
Sounds good.
Well, thanks for listening, watching, etc., etc. And yeah,
Yippee.
we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
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 Bye.